that will save your marriage. This is not marriage counseling. You won't have to dig into your past or dredge up your problems. Instead, you'll use a step-by-step system of positive relationship habits that will transform your marriage.
My husband wanted out and wouldn't go for help. I started Marriage Fitness alone. Now he wants back in, and we're doing the program together. Mort, you're the best.
Start with Mort's free report, 7 Secrets to Fixing Your Marriage, at twomarriagefitness.com. You'll also get 5 free marriage assessments. There are no strings attached. Get the free Fix Your Marriage report and the free assessments at twomarriagefitness.com. The number twomarriagefitness.com.
Fitness HQ and Busybody Store.
Gary, you know that there are people out there who have that old piece of exercise equipment they're just not using.
I know you're 100% right, Craig. So let's do something to get our customers into our Busybody and Fitness HQ stores and re-inspire them to work out again.
What were you thinking?
How about we offer all of our customers double the trade-in value on their old equipment towards the purchase of a new piece of equipment?
Wow, that's amazing. Double the value on trades. And on top of that, now through Memorial Day, let's offer up to 18 months of interest-free financing and free delivery and installation.
Plus, all brands like Precor, Octane, True, Horizon, Life Fitness, Nordic Track, and Cybex are on sale up to $1,200 off.
And to top it all off, our Busybody and Fitness HQ stores can even get your sales tax back. Now there are no excuses to get back in shape for the summer.
Fitness HQ and Busybody Store.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report with John David Wells. Plus TV radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Just fired up a TV show. That's right. I just fired up the TV show. You can watch us on video if you'd like. If you do not know where to get the link, all you have to do is go to either of my Facebook pages, which are let's see, John David Wells, JOHNDAVADV Wells, or The Wells Report. You can find us either way. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go ahead and sign into the Wells Report myself and put that link up there. It's harder than you think to do this, because there's a lot of computer gobbledygooky and crap, you know. And since I went to Apple computing, you know, the Apple computers are so much better when it comes to media. It's a lot easier, but still it's kind of involved because you got to deal with sometimes you got to deal with Windows platforms, blah, 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 blah. And they're terrible, and I can hardly wait for you to get your Apple computer so that there'll be more support for them sometime in the future.
And it has nothing to do with the operator.
No, it has nothing to do with the operator. Let me try it again. Did that not?
We're ready to believe you.
Figured as much. All right, so we're going. All right, so let's talk about the losers in President Trump's budget. Okay, aside from Democrats who can't read it. Let's see, farmers. Pay attention, farmers. Rural America is kind of an unexpected target given how heavily those areas voted for Trump. The president's budget proposes sweeping cuts to crop insurance and other farm support programs and a range of new fees for services like food inspection. Farm groups also oppose proposed cuts in food stamps, which provide billions of dollars for recipients to buy food farmers provide. Okay, so expect there to be some wheeling and dealing when it comes to the farmers. Long time supporters of the Republican Party, and the Republican Party will find a way to support them back. So take that with a grain of salt. EPA. Trump's budget proposes cuts in a lot of federal agencies, but EPA gets hit the worst with a cut of more than 30%. About time. About dang time. The budget proposal would zero out restoration programs for the Great Lakes and Chesapeake Bay and make major cuts to grants to states to implement their own environmental programs. That's what has to happen. The EPA can't do it. The EPA turned out to be a wandering mob of government thugs making people's lives difficult. Able-bodied poor. We're not kicking anybody out of any program who really needs it, says Office of Management Budget Director Mick Mulvaney. But the budget is going to seek major cuts in social safety net programs for the able-bodied poor. Federal employees take a hit. Retirement benefits for federal workers would take one of the biggest hits. Trump wants to reduce the cost of living adjustments for retirees and increase government employees' contributions to their own retirement funds. Tax reform. Republicans are counting on using special process to overhaul the tax code that does not require Democrat support. I would suggest that probably should and will happen. And finally, a 2011 bipartisan budget agreement. Trump wants to spend more on the military than the lawmakers agreed to under a bipartisan deal reached in 2011. They're going to have to do without that. We'll see. This is the Wells Report.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, too, 3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
Call 800-610-7595 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-610-7595. That's 800-610-7595.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. With a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com, lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Attention homeowners. Do you or someone you know have a house you'd like to sell? Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. I've been buying and selling real estate right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 20 years, and my process is simple. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Just listen to what other people are saying after they called me to buy their house.
My name is Brent Patterson. Dan Franklin gave us $30,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan if you want more money for your house.
I'm Bill Mays. I made an extra $18,000 working with Dan.
My name is Brenda Griffin. Dan Franklin gave us over $15,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan.
Okay, now it's your turn. Would you like a higher cash offer? I'm Dan Franklin. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Call me today at 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555. 55.
Whether you own or rent, you know there's nothing quite like a fresh coat of paint to make your home look and feel new again. Chances are one of the rooms in your home could use some fresh paint. Whether it's a full interior or exterior repaint, a creative mural, or just a fun accent wall, getting your home or business painted can be difficult and expensive. From searching for a qualified professional to choosing colors to negotiating a price. Not anymore. At paintzen.com, we make painting fast, simple, and affordable. Quotes are free and there's never any extra fees or surprises. Just go to paintzen.com, use code FRESH, and see how easy it is to choose from thousands of high-quality Benjamin Moore paint colors and price out any size job from one room to an entire house. Just go to paintzen.com and take the pain out of painting. That's paintzen.com, code FRESH, and get a fast, free, no-hassle quote. Visit paintzen.com and use code FRESH to get a free quote for any home painting project. Go to paintzen.com now. Use code FRESH. Paintzen.com, code FRESH.
660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. Mark Davis will show up tomorrow morning bright and early, say around 7 o'clock. You should listen to him, and here's why.
Hey, JD, good Tuesday evening. It all fits together. A terror attack in England is exactly the kind of evil President Trump was talking about when he told the Islamic world it must purge itself from such things. It's the very threat that hangs over Israel, where he just left, and the moral responsibility of presidents and popes to confront this, which I hope is on the agenda as the president visits the Vatican. We'll cover all of this tomorrow morning's Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate this. This is something that I found today that infuriated me. We couldn't deal with it at the beginning of the show because there were other things, there were bigger news stories, but this one is ridiculous on its face. The Washington Post has a headline: Trump calls Kim Jong-un a madman with nuclear weapons. This, according to a transcript of a private phone conversation with Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte last month. This, by the way, was just days, according to what the Washington Post, this was just days before stating publicly that he would be honored to meet with Kim. I got a couple of things here. First, what do you mean a transcript of a private phone conversation with Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte? How in hell did you get a transcript of that? There's actually an answer. And how has it worked to not meet with Kim so far? In the April 29th call, Trump sought Duterte's input on whether Kim is stable or not stable, and expressed some satisfaction in North Korea's recent failed missile tests, noting that all of his rockets are crashing. That's the good news. According to a transcript of the conversation made, here's the answer, made by the Philippines government on May 2nd and obtained today by the Washington Post. The Washington Post has been crapping on President Trump for, I don't know, the last couple of weeks because of his slipshod handling of classified information. I would say that the only more slipshod handling of classified information under these circumstances would be the Washington Post himself. The Washington Post itself now publishing the transcript of a private phone conversation between two heads of state, one of them being the President of the United States. Well, the Philippine government gave it to us. Okay, the Philippine government gave it to you. Does that mean you got to print it? You know, you don't get to crap on President Trump for his supposed mishandling of classified information, not anything he's actually done. But let's go ahead and play the Washington Post stupid game. Let's see how stupid we can all get according to the Washington Post, because it's pretty stupid. Duarte responded that Kim is playing with his bombs, his toys, and offered that his mind is not working well and he might just go crazy one moment. That prompted Trump to point out the United States has a lot of firepower over there, including 2 nuclear submarines sent by the Pentagon to the region last month. Fortunately, we knew about that and reported as same on the Wells Report because it was in the newspaper. Later in the call, Trump raised the stakes of the escalating tensions on the Korean Peninsula when he observed, quote, "We can't let a madman with nuclear weapons let on the loose like that. We have a lot of firepower, more than he has times 20, but we don't want to use it," unquote. That being said, all the tools are on the table. The focus between Trump and Duterte on North Korea comports with a brief public readout of the call from the White House on the day it took place. But the details of their conversations, including a complete flipping transcript, not available until the Washington Post decided to publish it today. A senior Trump administration official acknowledged the transcript is accurate, but declined to speak on the record about a leaked document from a foreign government. The Post obtained the document from a person who asked not to be identified because the transcript, labeled by the Philippine government as confidential, another form of classification, is not intended for public release. This is a classified document according to the Philippine government. That means that the Washington Post violated the publishing of classified information rules. Even though they're not American classified information rules, they are classified information rules according to the Philippine government, with the caveat that it was not intended for public release. And here it is on the front page of the Washington damn Post. So some of you smug, smart-ass Democrats need to call me on the telephone and tell me just how it is that Donald Trump is the real evil one when it comes to blowing classified information all over the country. Because you know what it looks like to this reporter? Looks to me like the Democrat Party has turned into the party of WikiLeaks. That's what it looks like to me. No leak too big, no leak too small. We'll publish it in the Washington Post. If it can possibly embarrass or complicate the life of Donald Trump, then we're going to publish it. What's the difference between the editorial board, specifically David Nakamura and Barton Gellman, and the editorial board of the Washington Post, and the people of WikiLeaks? What's the difference? Anybody. 866-660-5759. Anybody. Where are you? Again, don't mistake me for a right-wing, Trump apologist. You know what I am? I'm an upset American with the Washington Post publishing classified information on its front pages again. Again. The Democrat Party, the mainstream media, have become the leftist, progressive, political thug version of WikiLeaks. That's it. Unless you've got a better explanation. No? Doesn't surprise me. This is amazing. It's just amazing. TheIntercept.com. They've actually got the entire transcript. They're publishing the entire transcript. Oh, John David, you're not saying that I shouldn't read the Washington Post and I shouldn't read that transcript, are you? Oh, no. By all means, read the damn thing. I'm not going to. I'm not going to read it. You know why? Because it's classified and it's none of my business. And oh, by the way, it is not intended for public use, according to the government of the Philippines. So I'm not going to read it. I can make the decision to not read a transcript between my president and the president of the Philippines. And I'm sure as hell not going to report what's in it beyond what is on the front page of the Washington Post right now. That's all you're going to get out of me. I'm not going to give you any more. So, John David, are you saying that CNN's Don Lemon was correct when he told all of us in the United States that we should not read anything having to do with Susan Rice unmasking members of the President Trump transition team because it was a diversion from the real collusion between the Trump transition team and the Russians? Yeah, he said, don't read any other news. As a matter of fact, he said, well, it would be illegal for you to read that news because it's classified. So, Don, is that what your lead is today? Except you're substituting the Trump administration for the Washington Post, right? Oh, no? Oh, that's right. It's that damn hypocritical garbage again. Has the Democrat Party and the mainstream media, the useful idiot Igor of the Democrat Party, the mainstream media, the leftist, progressive, anti-American political thugs that they are, have they become the new WikiLeaks? Sure looks like it to me. If it can embarrass the president, we want to print it. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Let's go. What's the president supposed to do? Not talk to the president of the Philippines, who, by the way, is in range of what might be a nuclear-tipped North Korean missile? What, are we supposed to have the president not talk to those guys because someone might turn over the transcript and it might get published by the Washington Post? How much damage do we want to do to the president? How much difficulty do we want to inflict on this president? How much of the American people's business can be destroyed by screwing up President Trump's presidency in its early phases? Is that where we want to go? Is that what we want to do? The anti-American leftist progressive thugs of the Wall Street Journal and the actual former Democrat Party they want to first, on one hand, mercilessly castigate the president for his slipshod handling of classified information. Here, let us show you how to handle it slipshod. Let us show you what slipshod handling of classified information actually is. We'll publish it on the front page of our paper. We will travel halfway across the earth, and we will give some, oh, here we go again, some anonymous Philippine government worker a whole pot of money for a transcript of the call, and we'll publish it. Hypocrisy, thy name is the Washington Post. Okay, where are you, leftists? Where are you, you leftist, progressive, anti-American thugs, you? I know you're there. I can hear you lying. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Well done. I'm sure that the despotic, nutcase, dictator of the North Korean peninsula or North Korea, I'm sure he wants to know that the president of the United States officially believes that he is a madman in possession of nuclear weapons. Nice going, Washington Post. Also really nice of you to go ahead and publish the fact that he's probably very unstable and could go crazy at any moment. Here, let's see if we can push him into launching some nuclear weapons. How about that? Ooh, if we can get him to do that, we've got our next front page article already written. It's something like this: Kim Jong-un obliterates Tokyo with a nuclear weapon. And we helped make it possible. Is that what the Washington Post means when it says democracy dies in the dark? Don't they mean that millions of people die in a nuclear flash from North Korea? This is the Wells Report.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines auto dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720. 40% hill discount includes rebates $18,688. Sale price $28,032. Price excludes tax and fees. MSRP will vary with stock number. Offer is stock number specific. 212 available with this hail discount. See huffines.net for more info.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,500 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Think about that cell phone that you have with you right now. Is it likely supporting the liberal agenda of Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders? Hey, Mark Davis from my friends at Patriot Mobile. It's true. Most cell phone companies that we all know contribute to pro-abortion, gun control, open borders causes. You can stop that by switching on over to Patriot Mobile, the nation's only conservative cell phone company. How? At patriotmobile.com/Mark. Special offers just for you, or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. We're going to buy you out of your current contract. When they do their donations, it's to conservative causes and candidates that you get to pick. So bring your number, bring your phone, get new ones, whatever you want. We're going to buy you out of your current contract, give you a better rate, same phone selection, same service. Let's go. Support conservative causes with PatriotMobile.com. PatriotMobile.com, 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Switch now, get a free iPhone 5S or Galaxy S5, unlimited talk, text, and data for $45 a month. PatriotMobile.com/Mark, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, PatriotMobile.com/Mark.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I'm sorry I'm a little bit frustrated with the Washington Post, who castigates the President of the United States for slipshod handling of classified information and then splatters it all over their front page of their newspaper. Carl, Carl, thanks for joining us. Hi. What did you just say?
I want to get ready.
Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio.
That,
turn off your radio.
The media.
Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio.
Okay, thank you. I was going to say the media just needs to report news instead of making news.
Yeah, good luck with that. Let me get to Jim in Dallas. Jim, hello.
Hey, JD, listen, I want to try to talk you down real quick. Got 3 quick points. Number one, first of all, that's not news. Anybody that pays any attention like that knows that Kim Jong-il is just a lunatic. And so there's no news there. Second of all, everybody also knows that the Washington Post is completely anti-Trump, and that's their only purpose. So they're just trying to jack everybody around, and I think most people are sick and tired of them. And finally, since I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Duarte that made that point, because he wants a good relationship with the U.S. It's got to be one of his underlings, and as a result, one of his underlings is going to find out what Duarte's like, because he will beat the truth out of him, and then whoever gave that information out is going to regret the day that they did.
Yeah, I agree. Steve and Garland, thanks for joining us. Hello.
Yeah, hi. 2 quick points. First of all, I think that this story that she's giving, that she got it from the Philippines, is just a lie, because whoever's leaking it to her knows they're hunting leakers.
Hang on. Don't go anywhere, Steve. We'll let you go. We'll let you finish a little bit later on. You're listening to the Wells Report. Stay right there. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800-408-8767 to get your free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar and buy houses for as low as $500, all from your home with little or no money, working only 5 to 10 hours per week. Call 800-408-8767 right now to get your free tax lien kit, plus 2 free tickets to a live training event and a free $20 Visa gift card just for attending. Call 800-408-8767. That's 800-408-8767 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
Do you want to lose weight and lose it the right way so it stays off? Well, your DNA can now be used to help you lose weight. That's right. We can use your DNA to unlock your own genetic genetic code and help you finally lose weight. So if you've ever struggled to lose weight and you need to lose 20 to 30 pounds or more, you have to hear this. Most diet pills and programs fail because they aren't scientifically structured to work. But now there's some incredibly good news for people who really need to lose 30 pounds or more. We use your DNA to help you lose your weight. At Slim Generation, we use your DNA to develop your personalized weight loss plan and show you exactly how to maximize your weight loss results. So if you're missing out on life, can't fit into your clothes, don't do the things you used to do or want to do, and you're ready to lose 30 pounds or more, dial **SLIM on your mobile phone right now. Dial **SLIM to find out how to unlock your own genetic code and start losing weight. Dial **SLIM right now. That's **SLIM. Dial **SLIM.
Suffering from severe leg pain or ulcers in your feet? If you're over 50, a current or former smoker, or have diabetes, your pain or ulcers could be a sign of something serious. It could be PAD. Call Lamb Vascular and Associates today at 972-362-5779. Dr. Lamb and his team specialize in treating leg pain and ulcers. Make an appointment now with Dr. Lamb, who has been on the Super Doctors list multiple years in a row. Lamb Vascular. Experience, innovation, compassion. 972-362-5779 or lambvascular.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. After last night's deadly Manchester bombing, British Prime Minister Theresa May announcing the terror threat level has been raised to critical.
Assessment is not only that an attack remains highly likely, but that a further attack may be imminent.
Fox's Catherine Herridge reports
the recommendation to go to the highest level of alert came from Britain's Joint Terrorism Analysis Center that works directly with U.S. military intelligence. And more significantly, the decision is based on evidence gathered in the last 24 hours.
ISIS claiming responsibility.
A U.S. government official tells Fox News that the evidence strongly suggests the 22-year-old suspect was coached or trained online or in person to carry out the attack.
A United Airlines flight about to take off from Newark's Liberty Airport when the tower told the crew it looked like flames were shooting out of one of the engines. Passengers evacuated. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh Deshong of Josh Deshong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Now, he services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing, since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644 or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years. I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. This is Michael Medved, and I've received thousands of testimonials that come in telling me how excited people are to be out of pain, like Bob from Ohio, who writes, I had a herniated disc in my back in 1984. I started taking Relief Factor, and for the first time, I have been completely out of constant, sometimes excruciating pain. I'm now able to work in the yard, around the house, and do my job in comfort. This is a great product. That's the end of the quote. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, aches, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, 2-3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful, concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
Call 800-610-7595 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-610-7595. That's 800-610-7595.
If you run your own business, when you're not on the job, you're on the road. In your van. Signs that say detour and do not enter are just plain bad for business. Well, here's a sign that's great for business. It says 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance on Mercedes-Benz Sprinter or Metris vans. Powerful, capable, and affordable. That's Mercedes-Benz Van Power. With pioneering safety technologies and low total cost of ownership, Mercedes-Benz vans are the right choice for your business. Check out the full lineup of Mercedes-Benz vans starting at just $25,995. 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance. That's van power for all. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris worker cargo van. Excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Please see your dealer or go to mbvans.com for further details and exclusions.
Oh, thank goodness. Honey, it's Terminix. The ants are everywhere. I don't know where they're coming from.
It's a good thing you called when you did. A single colony can have tens of thousands of ants. You could have one colony or several. There's only one way to find out.
If pests like cockroaches, spiders, centipedes, scorpions, mice, rats, or ants have invaded your home.
HQ, I've got a confirmed ant colony in the upstairs bathroom.
Terminix will scour every hiding place and stop them in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For a free pest estimate, call 1-800-300-2501.
There's a second colony in the downstairs crawl space. Repeat, 2 ant colonies.
Terminix is America's leading termite and pest control provider with 90 years experience and expertise.
I knew it. Found an ant nest 100 feet out in the backyard. We got him.
For your free pest estimate, call Terminix, Defenders of Home, 1-800-300-2501. That's 1-800-300-2501.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations. Limitations apply. See plan for details.
If your home air conditioning unit is over 15 years old, did you know you could replace it with a new high-energy efficient system and pay for it with the savings on your electric bill? It's true. And right now, choose either 0% financing or get $1,500 in rebates off a brand new AC system. Call Max Mechanical today for a free estimate and mention promo code HouseTalkTexas. Find out more at maxmechanical.com. That's maxmechanical.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Thanks very much for being a part of this radio broadcast. We're going to introduce you to Tracy Murphree. If you don't know that name, stick around. You need to know that name. Believe me. 866-660-5759. Steve, what were you trying to say before we had to rudely interrupt you?
Well, I think I've never seen any evidence that the Washington Post tries to cultivate sources close to the president of the Philippines. But I have seen them that they do it close to the President Trump. So I think this is a very flimsy cover story. I think it's one of the usual moles who thinks this flimsy story will hide the fact that it really came from somebody inside the White House. See what I'm saying?
Actually, no. If the transcript had come from the White House, then there would be 6, 7, maybe even 8 serious FBI investigations going on, interrogations going on right now of White House personnel. I don't know that would be a bad idea because somebody's running their mouth inside the Trump administration. There is a deep state actor there that is essentially turning over everything. I have no doubt that the Washington Post got the transcript from the Philippine government.
But it doesn't really matter where they got the transcript. The Philippine government isn't the one that classified it confidential.
No, they
Both
did.
governments-
They actually did.
No. Both governments classify the content of the phone call confidential by mutual agreement.
Let me explain how that works. First of all, there is no mutual agreement. I don't know what the White House would classify this transcript as. Neither do you. The owner of the information classifies it. In this case, the transcript belongs to the Philippine government. They have classified it as confidential and not for public airing, for official use only. Okay, so we don't know what the American version of this transcript would be classified as, because fortunately we haven't seen it. But we have seen the Philippine government's version, and the Washington Post has seen fit to publish the damn thing because they're hypocritical, anti-American, leftist, progressive jackasses. That's why. Let me get to Will in Dallas. Will, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Wells. How are you doing this evening?
Hanging tough and living large, Mr. Will.
Well, right on. That's how we should all live, right?
Indeed.
Yes. Well, back to the original point, I am not at all understanding what is supposedly hypocritical about this article from the Post on the conversation between President Trump and Mr. Duterte.
Okay, let me see if I can bring something to your attention. By the way, you are the leftist progressive, the only leftist progressive with the stones enough to actually join us on the air and identify yourself as a leftist progressive.
Hang on, I thought I was anti-American thug progressive.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. I'm being nice. I reserve the right to modify my obviously brilliant assessment of leftist progressives.
Your charity and humility rivals Mother Teresa.
In light of present company. How about that?
Well, I am truly honored.
Okay. All right. So, when was the last time you heard of the Washington Post publishing the transcript of a private conversation with President Obama and any other national president?
Well, I don't recall off the top of my head.
Well, the reason is because it's never, ever, ever happened.
Well, I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, you can, because for the last 16 years, I've been poring over America's and the world's news every day. So no, it's never flipping happened, ever. As a matter of fact, there hasn't been any kind of transcript ever published by any American newspaper under these circumstances, ever. This is a brand new piece of anti-American leftist political thuggery.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, the reason that this article is so hypocritical and terrible is because it caps against President Trump somehow.
No. The reason it's so terrible and hypocritical is because it's classified information and it has no business in the public view.
Yeah. Why?
Because the Philippine government classified it confidential and said that it had no place in the public view.
So what? We don't serve the Philippine government.
What you're doing, Will, is you're proving my point. You're making my argument.
I really?
Yes, you are.
Please tell.
Well, first of all, do you know what my argument is?
Apparently, it is the notion that they published a transcript of Trump's conversation and not Barack Obama.
In point of fact, it is the fact that the anti-American leftist progressive thug left has decided to become the new WikiLeaks and publish, listen to me, and publish willy-nilly any classified information they see fit. And you just said, who cares if it's classified? Well, I care if it's classified. Because it's a private conversation between two heads of state, has no business in the public view. So says the government who gave the transcript to the Washington Post. The Washington Post is an organization made of people who are big boys and girls and can say, we can't publish this. this is classified.
That's all well and good, sir. I disagree because I consider actions that the president is taking, including conversations with foreign leaders, to be a matter of public interest, especially if the contents within that conversation have some sort of relevant information to convey
And
to the
if
public.
you are in a position where you are a head of state and you are talking to the president, listen to me. If you are a head of state and if you are the president of that country and you are talking with the president of the United States and you feel that there is no reason to classify that transcript, then you can do with it as you see fit. But that's not what the Philippine government did.
Well, that's fine, sir, but you're never going to convince me that I have to bow my head to the sovereign of a foreign country.
What
sorry.
you have to do is you have to realize that if you are going to crap on the president of the United States for mishandling classified information, then you had better not mishandle classified information. And that is exactly what the Washington Post is doing.
Is that right? So no classified information could ever be published in a public newspaper ever. That's your contention.
My contention, yes, that's my contention.
Okay, including the Pentagon Papers.
The Pentagon Papers was an egregious violation of Americans' classification.
Well,
What
sir,
good
you are
did
in
it
a
do?
very
What
small
good did it do?
minority on that.
No, I am not in a small minority. Ask anybody in the intelligence business. What did the Pentagon Papers actually accomplish? Not a damn thing.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far.
No, they accomplished nothing.
Wow.
Wow. Peter Ellsworth come up with papers that prove that America is against the Vietnam War. Ooh, that was news. No, it was a violation.
Yeah, it was news.
No,
yeah,
it wasn't. It wasn't news.
Everything's going great.
No, it wasn't news. You know what it was? You know what it was? You know what it was? It was a violation. It was about the guy should have gone to jail. What about Edward Snowden? You think he should go to jail?
I actually do think Edward Snowden should
Well,
go to
then
jail.
Peter Ellsworth should go to jail too.
Well, it's Daniel Ellsberg.
I'm sorry, you're right. Thank you. Daniel Ellsberg should go to jail too. You're right.
And I respectfully disagree with you on that front. I believe that
that's because your political. That's because your political ideology was served. It doesn't make any difference.
Like your political ideology is served by keeping everything secret, sir.
Sir, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, and I will explain it to you. I'll explain it.
I love your explanation.
Well, here's my explanation. I fought and continue to fight.
Yeah.
My patriotism as an American, with my understanding and belief in the sanctity of classified information. When Edward Snowden released all that to WikiLeaks, I was horrified. Had I been in that particular business along with Edward Snowden, and if I had run across that information, I would have resigned because I would not work for a government that spied on its people to that level. But I would have not violated my oath. I would have not violated my security clearance. I would not violate my public trust with the people of the United States. Now,
yeah. And I totally respect that point of view. Believe it or not, I actually have very complicated opinions on Edward Snowden.
Well, so this is where we are. Now this is something simpler. The simple case of the matter is the Washington Post has been castigating the president for mishandling classified information. And yet, in the last 5 days, they've mishandled classified information 3 or 4 times, and I've noted every single one of them. This is the most egregious violation of it.
I categorically reject the premise that a newspaper publishing classified information is mishandling. They are not subject to that law. In the way
of course
that
they are.
No, they are not.
They are absolutely. Sir, absolutely.
Do you remember when conservatives were making a heyday about Obama potentially going after James Rosen at Fox News for publishing classified information on North Korea?
That's not what he was. That's not why they were going after him.
Yeah, oh, really? What was it?
They were going after him because James Rosen refused to name the leaker of the information that he was getting.
Right. So he refused to divulge the source of that classified information. He just published it on his publication. Do you support prosecuting James Rosen?
I don't support publicating. I don't.
Do you support
Wait. You're
him
talking
for
apples and
mishandling
oranges.
classified
We'll
information?
stop for a minute. You're classify. You are mixing apples and oranges. First,
It's
thing number one.
classified information.
Thing number what? Hang on. Thing number one. The information, we don't know whether it was leaked. The information that James Rosen had, we did not know whether it was classified or not.
I think the
we don't
Department
know
of Defense
what it was.
disagreed at
Listen
the
to me.
time
Listen
that,
to me. Listen to me. We don't know. I will
well,
go back.
That's not what the Department of Defense.
Will you just
explained.
wait for a minute, Will? For
Go
Christ's
on.
sakes, I'll look it up when I get into the break, and I'll give you the information on the other side. I was very much against the abuse of James Rosen and the legal process, and you'll note that as soon as it became public, the Obama administration got off the case immediately.
And what was this alleged abuse that you are claiming took place?
The publishing of a
No,
transcript.
The abuse of James Rosen by the government. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear on that. And what way did the government abuse James Rosen?
They bugged his cell phones, both at work and his personal cell phone.
Right. So basically, the investigation into the divulging of classified information, that is out of line for you. But the publication, or that isn't.
Until you show
But the
me a warrant,
publication-
until you show me warrants that make that legal, and it would have to be a FISA warrant in order to make that legal. I have big problems with the American government spying on an American journalist. Huge problems. I'm going to go back and look for some of this information on the Rosen case. Okay, Will, I appreciate your call. Appreciate your points. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Attention homeowners. Do you or someone you know have a house you'd like to sell? Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. I've been buying and selling real estate right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 20 years, and my process is simple. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Just listen to what other people are saying after they called me to buy their house.
My name is Brent Patterson. Dan Franklin gave us $30,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan if you want more money for your house.
I'm Bill Mays. I made an extra $18,000 working with Dan.
My name is Brenda Griffin. Dan Franklin gave us over $15,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan.
Okay, now it's your turn. Would you like a higher cash offer? I'm Dan Franklin. I'll pay you cash and I'll pay you more. Call me today at 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555.
I have actually been on Balance of Nature for a year now. I have MS, and I recently had an MRI. This is the first year that I've had a stable MRI, so I'm thrilled. When I have an MRI with MS, usually there are glowing spots that come through, which is damage on the nerves in my brain and my spinal cord, and when they're glowing, it means they're active. And then my last MRI, they pulled it up, and I honestly couldn't believe that it was my MRI. There was nothing glowing. And in fact, the dark spots were shrinking. They were healing. And the doctor actually said to me, I think we're in remission. I was so happy. I had no idea that that could be my reality.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Projects credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Train, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4WALKER. 972, the number 4WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've told you a lot over the years about the life-saving information I've gotten from my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. I want you to hear another ViaScan success story from Chuck.
This is Chuck Prince. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I had heard your ads about ViaScan. We did the full body scan. Said, you have a mass here that you need to get checked out. Went back and see the doctor, and he said that I had kidney cancer. Did have the surgery. I'm now 5 years cancer-free. I owe it all to ViaScan for finding that.
Isn't that great? And this is what I've had happen to me at ViaScan of Las Colinas. I learn a lot. I stay healthier longer. ViaScan of Las Colinas with the following great deal: heart scan and body scan, $695. It's thousands at local hospitals. $695 for a heart scan that'll see plaques and blockages in your heart, and a body scan that'll see if you got any little cancer setting up shop in places you don't want. 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. Hey, Will, I'm gonna go through this stuff, but I can't let you interrupt me. So let me just go through this with you, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, so in 2013, the Washington Post expressed outrage after the revelation that the Justice Department had investigated the news-gathering activities of a Fox News reporter as a potential crime in a probe of classified leaks. The reporter, Fox News' James Rosen, and his family were part of an investigation into government officials anonymously leaking information to journalists. Rosen was not charged. His movements and actions were tracked. Also, don't forget this is bonus information. Also in 2013, members of the Associated Press were targeted by the Obama administration for surveillance. The ultra-liberal New Yorker even noted that in moderate and liberal circles at least, the phone records scandal, partly because it involved the dear old Associated Press, and partly because it raises anew the specter of Big Brother, may well represent the most serious threat to President Obama's reputation. In the case that was being covered had to do with a guy named Stephen Jin-Woo Kim. He was apparently a government advisor, and James Rosen, the chief Washington correspondent for Fox News. In the way this worked out, apparently there was a document that was released by the CIA, who maintained that it was classified, that was released to a circle of people, including this Stephen Jin-Woo Kim. Okay. And apparently that information was reported by James Rosen insofar as that the North Korean government was likely to respond to more UN sanctions with more nuclear testing. Okay. Now, that's pretty innocuous information, but the CIA said, hey, wait a minute, that's from our piece of paper. They chased down this Jin-Woo Kim guy, and they started looking at James Rosen. Now, apparently, this also hit the internet, which means that Jinwoo Kim was also talking to someone else. Because from what I understand, Rosen would not need to put it on the internet. He has a Fox News network. Now, do I believe that James Rosen published classified information? Yeah. Do I believe that it's possible that it may not be classified? Yeah. Would it take an investigation to find out? Yes. Is it close enough for me to be upset with James Rosen? Yes. The story, on the other hand, was the one that I was reporting at the time, which was that the Obama administration was spying on people like James Rosen and a whole bunch of AP reporters at the time. That was the story. Was there also a story that James Rosen may have published classified information? Yes. Did it come up on the Wells report? No, it didn't, because I was talking about and dealing with the other issue, that being that the Obama administration was spying on American journalists, and oh, by the way, their family. Remember that that's also something else that James Rosen brought up, the fact that his family was also under scrutiny. So there you go. That's the way that went. All right. Thanks very much for your phone call, Will. I appreciate it. And yeah, we don't publish classified information on the Wells report, and we criticize anybody who does. This is 660 AM The Answer.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel had triumphed, and Jerusalem stood reunified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand With Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand With Israel. 2nd through November 1st. Includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
From Plano to Denton down to Louisville too. Hot-Finds has it. Also in McKinney, we'll prove it to you.
Hot-Finds' one hail of a sale continues in conjunction with Hot-Finds' Drive and Discover event, which means record-breaking savings to you at Hot-Finds Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Plano, and Louisville. The insurance adjustments have been made, and now is your opportunity to save thousands on Hot-Finds' Texas-size selection of new Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Rams. This should be the auto buying opportunity of a lifetime with Hot-Finds' biggest savings ever. And from everyone at Hot-Finds, we'd like to thank you for voting Hot-Finds the Consumer's Choice Auto Group of the Year for the 9th consecutive year. Visit Hot-Finds Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, and Hot-Finds Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Louisville right off the I-35 just north of 121, or online at hotfinds.net.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Now that it's spring, let's talk about the $49 tune-up gimmick. At that price, you're really paying $49 for a high-pressure sales pitch from a salesman on commission disguised as a technician. And you can bet he's either going to rack up a bunch of unnecessary repairs or scare you into buying a new system altogether, because $49 doesn't pay the bills. Reliant Air Conditioning's precision tune-up is $89, and you get exactly what you pay for. Our NATE certified techs are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. If you need a new system, ask how you can save over $5,000 by combining utility rebates with Carrier's Cool Cash. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts.
Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs, but then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Yo, everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group, just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Up to 50% off hot deals with the Dell Memorial Day sale? Are you kidding me? That's huge. Dell has all the technology you need with an amazing selection, including the latest Dell PCs with Intel Core processors and gorgeous Samsung TVs. You can get a Google Home and Nest bundle, booming Bose audio, and so much more. Shop big Memorial Day deals by visiting Dell.com/Memorial Day. You could save up to 50% on select products by calling 800-BUY-DELL.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Make sure you check out Mark Davis tomorrow morning bright and early at 7 o'clock. Mark Davis Show only on 660 AM The Answer. Here's why.
Hey, JD, good Tuesday evening. It all fits together. A terror attack in England is exactly the kind of evil President Trump was talking about when he told the Islamic world it must purge itself of such things. It's the very threat that hangs over Israel, where he just left, and the moral responsibility of presidents and popes to confront this, which I hope is on the agenda as the president visits the Vatican. We'll cover all of this tomorrow morning's Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Thanks very much, Marcus. Thank you very much. Turning our eyes to the attack in Manchester, UK today. British Prime Minister Theresa May announced today the country's terror threat level had been raised to its highest level based on evidence gathered during the investigation of the deadly attack at a Manchester Ariana Grande concert, signifying another attack may be imminent. The threat level should be increased for the time being from severe to critical, said May, adding the assessment is a further attack may be imminent. This is unfortunately something they're going to have to deal with for a while. This is based on intelligence that's been gathered since the tragic attack last night at the concert. What do you think about that? Do you worry a little bit more about your tweener daughter going to a concert on her own? 866-660-5759. If you are parents of daughters, did this hit home? If you're parents of sons, did this hit home? What bugs me about this more than anything is the savage cowardice of it all. Picking on little girls? Seriously? These people think they're going to get to heaven by picking on little girls? An 8-year-old was killed the other day. Killed. They believe they're going to go to heaven by killing 8-year-old girls? There is no explanation for that. There's no excuse. There's no explanation. There's no rationalization. None. By the way, Benjamin Netanyahu pointed out today that if this savage coward, if that person had been a Palestinian, and if the 8-year-old British girl had been a Jewish daughter, then the Palestinian government would be paying the family ad infinitum for that terror attack. This should make the entire issue self-explanatory, wouldn't you think? At 2:40 p.m. London time, a terrorist drove a vehicle into pedestrians on London's Westminster Bridge. Then, reaching the north side of the bridge over the River Thames, he smashed into the gates of the British Parliament. Leaving his vehicle, he fought with police officers just inside a parliamentary checkpoint. He was shot and killed by armed police. Regrettably, before he died, the terrorist murdered one police officer and 2 other individuals and injured at least 20 others. By utilizing a motor vehicle and a knife and by targeting police, though this may have been pursuant to a desire to enter the House of Parliament, this assault follows Daesh methodology. Coincidentally or not, today is the first anniversary of the Daesh attacks in Brussels. It is so far unclear whether the attack is linked to or inspired by Daesh. But Tom Rogan of National Review bets very strongly that it is. Was the suspect known to authorities? He was. British counterterrorism authorities retain a highly advanced database of jihadists and their sympathizers. This is helped by the fact that UK spy agencies have greater latitude to identify and monitor terror suspects. The challenge, however, is the number of terror suspects in Britain reaches into the thousands. How could this possibly be? How could there be thousands of possible jihadists in Britain? Oh, wait. It's that bugaboo of multicultural immigration. How could there be thousands of possible jihadist terrorists? Because apparently the percentage of people who are emigrating for peaceful purposes is far less than originally thought. Likewise, the percentage of terrorists using the immigration as a cover, apparently that is a much higher number, isn't it? Third, the U.S. must consider how well it responded today. While Paris and Brussels led the British to improve their response capacity to so-called roaming attacks, more must be done. The problem, of course, is that there's nobody in Great Britain except for a handful of police, and not all of them that carry the tools necessary to stop an attack like this from happening. Although stopping a suicide bomber is very, very difficult. There are other questions they need to ask. Have they imported too many possible terrorists into their country? Did this multiculturalism, this opening the doors to the suffering from the Middle East, did that work out as planned? Or is that just another political idea that had absolutely no worth, value, or redeeming characteristic to the otherwise peaceful population of Great Britain. 866-660-5759. This kid was raised on the streets of Manchester. He was born there. So it really doesn't make any difference whether you're importing terrorists who will go out and strap a bomb to themselves and blow up an 8-year-old girl or 20. You also have to worry about importing somebody that can sweet talk some young Britain Muslim into doing the unspeakable. So it's not just people that will do terrorist evil. It's people who will convince others to do terrorist evil. Ed in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, the fat cats that are getting these people to blow themselves up, they would never blow themselves up in a million years.
Never.
Because they are the ultimate cowards.
They're too important. They're too important to waste in a terror bombing. They're just too important.
Like Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid.
Mm-hmm.
I equate them to that level there.
Well, they're certainly not terrorists, but they are people who believe that they are far greater than the rest of us.
Right, but they're importing that they're so far detached from the rest of us because they live in their little ivory castles, and they're importing terror.
Yes, they are, both spoken and direct. But let's not just say that about people in this country. Let's go to Morrissey, who happened to be born in Manchester. He's a singer. You've heard of him. He struck out at politicians for their reactions to the bombing in his hometown that killed 22 people and injured 59. In his statement, the former Smiths frontman claimed politicians are safe from attacks, while the rest of the country is left vulnerable. The member of parliament, Joe Cox, was murdered by a right-wing extremist last June. Morrissey cited government immigration policy among his complaints, saying the prime minister would never change her immigration policy in the light of the attacks. It's believed the bomber, named by police, Salman Abedi, was British-born and from Manchester. He also appeared to suggest that a desire to adhere to political correctness was behind politicians' unwillingness to specify the attack was the work of an Islamist extremist, rather than simply an extremist. In modern Britain, everybody seems to be petrified to officially say what we all say in private, the singer wrote on his Facebook page. Politicians tell us they are unafraid, but they are never the victims. How easy to be unafraid when one is protected from the line of fire. The people have no such protections. In fact, they can't even return fire. Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham said the attack was the work of an extremist. An extremist what? An extremist rabbit? Said Morrissey. Criticizing the prime minister, he claimed that her own life is lived in a bulletproof bubble. Listen to this. The musician said that the prime minister lives her life in a bulletproof bubble. She evidently does not need to identify any young people today in Manchester morgues. Also, will not break us means the tragedy will not break her or her policies on immigration. The young people of Manchester are already broken. Thanks all the same, Teresa. Now he's a leftist guy. He's going to take shots at the prime minister. But he also took shots at the London mayor, Sadiq Khan, who he said failed to condemn the Islamic State group after it claimed responsibility for the attack. A link to the terrorist organization has not been confirmed by security services, who are still working to identify whether or not Abedi worked alone or as part of a cell. Unless you can determine that this kid was an explosives expert and able to build an improvised explosive device that had shrapnel all through it, then you can bet it's part of a conspiracy. That you wouldn't say something like that means that you're playing a politically correct game. Why are you playing a politically correct game? Well, because you have enough Muslims in London who would take to the streets throwing Molotov cocktails and burning things down because people would say that people who are extreme Muslims would take to the streets, throw Molotov cocktails, and burn things down. By the way, in case you're wondering, in a statement released today, Sadiq Khan, the London mayor, said London stands united with the great city of Manchester after this barbaric and sickening attack. This was a cowardly act of terrorism that targeted a concert attended by thousands of children and young people. What kind of an attack was it, Mr. Khan? Aside from being barbaric and sickening. Well, it was an Islamist terrorist attack. I wonder how come he left that part out. You know, we're fortunate. We're very, very fortunate in that the United States of America is populated with people that are not just unbelievably great police officers, but we're also populated with people who are willing to defend themselves in a gunfight. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, I'm going to introduce you to Tracy Murphree. Who is he? He's somebody you need to know. Not only somebody you need to know, but somebody you need to know about. Because he's got this wired. I'll explain everything you need to know next. This is the Wells Report.
Just look at them, having a great time. To think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowner's called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfloors.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfloors.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom. Silent night, even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm telling you right now, it's awesome. I was trying to get my blood pressure regulated, okay? And like after 3 days of taking this thing, my blood pressure went back down to normal. I am ecstatic. I am so happy with this stuff. It is my savior.
This was the first summer that I have not had to have a steroid shot to help me to breathe.
The reason why I'm taking it because I've got Hep C. Once I began taking your stuff, it took a few months, but believe it or not, my liver enzymes are way down and it's normal now. It works.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life, but I should have ordered it like 15 years ago.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've told you a lot over the years about the life-saving information I've gotten from my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. I want you to hear another ViaScan success story from Chuck.
This is Chuck Prince. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I had heard your ads about ViaScan. We did the full body scan. Said, you have a mass here that you need to get checked out. Went back and see the doctor, and he said that I had kidney cancer. Did have the surgery. I'm now 5 years cancer-free. I owe it all to ViaScan for finding that.
Isn't that great? And this is what I've had happen to me at ViaScan of Las Colinas. I learn a lot. I stay healthier longer. ViaScan of Las Colinas with the following great deal: heart scan and body scan, $695. It's thousands at local hospitals. $695 for a heart scan that'll see plaques and blockages in your heart, and a body scan that'll see if you got any little cancer setting up shop in places you don't want. 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
By the way, the concert was put on by Ariana Grande, who tweeted, "Broken from the bottom of my heart. I am so sorry. I don't have words." Her manager, Scooter Braun, also tweeted expressing his thoughts following the attack. "Tonight, our hearts are broken. Words cannot express our sorrow for the victims and the families named in this, or harmed rather, in this senseless attack. We mourn the lives of our children and loved ones taken by this cowardly act. We are thankful for the selfless service tonight of Manchester's first responders who rushed toward danger to help save lives. We ask all of you to hold the victims, their families, and those affected in your hearts and prayers. There is a guy you need to know. His name is Tracy Murphree. Tracy Murphree is a Texan through and through. He is a professional through and through. What is his profession? I will share that with you next. But what you need to know is you need to know what he has to say. And I'm going to spend as much time as it takes to make sure that you understand what this North Texan said today. You got to hear it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Fitness HQ and Busybody Store.
Gary, you know that there are people out there who have that old piece of exercise equipment they're just not using.
I know you're 100% right, Craig. So let's do something to get our customers into our Busybody and Fitness HQ stores and re-inspire them to work out again.
What were you thinking?
How about we offer all of our customers double the trade-in value on their old equipment towards the purchase of a new piece of equipment?
Wow, that's amazing. Double the value on trades. And on top of that, now through Memorial Day, let's offer up to 18 months of interest-free financing and free delivery and installation.
Plus, all brands like Precor, Octane, True, Horizon, Life Fitness, Nordic Track, and Cybex are on sale up to $1,200 off.
And to top it all off, our Busybody and Fitness HQ stores can even get your sales tax back. Now there are no excuses to get back in shape for the summer.
Fitness HQ and Busybody stores.
Attention homeowners. Do you or someone you know have a house you'd like to sell? Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. I've been buying and selling real estate right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 20 years, and my process is simple. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Just listen to what other people are saying after they called me to buy their house.
My name is Brent Patterson. Dan Franklin gave us $30,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan if you want more money for your house.
I'm Bill Mays. I made an extra $18,000 working with Dan.
My name is Brenda Griffin. Dan Franklin gave us over $15,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan.
Okay, now it's your turn. Would you like a higher cash offer? I'm Dan Franklin. I'll pay you cash and I'll pay you more. Call me today at 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. England now at its highest possible terror threat level following Monday's attack at a concert that killed 22. Thousands gathered in Manchester's Albert Square for a vigil honoring those killed and injured, including this man.
It's just disgusting, isn't it? Like, how anyone could do anything like that.
22-year-old Salman Abedi, identified as the suicide bomber. Officials are concerned he might have been part of a bigger network. ISIS is claiming responsibility. Democrats and some Republicans blasting President Trump's proposed federal budget, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
When you add it all up, the Trump budget is comic book villain bad.
The $4.1 trillion budget plan increases defense spending and cuts several social programs. Subpoenas are expected for two of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn's businesses. The Senate Intelligence Committee seeking details about his contacts with Russian officials during the campaign. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-725-1616 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-725-1616. That's 800-725-1616. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, 2-3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
Call 800-610-7595 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order
order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-610-7595. That's 800-610-7595. Whether you own or rent, you know there's nothing quite like a fresh coat of paint to make your home look and feel new again. Chances are one of the rooms in your home could use some fresh paint. Whether it's a full interior or exterior repaint, a creative mural, or just a fun accent wall, getting your home or business painted can be difficult and expensive. From searching for a qualified professional to choosing colors to negotiating a price. Not anymore. At PaintZen.com, we make painting fast, simple, and affordable. Quotes are free and there's never any extra fees or surprises. Just go to PaintZen.com, use code FRESH, and see how easy it is to choose from thousands of high-quality Benjamin Moore paint colors and price out any size job from one room to an entire house. Just go to PaintZen.com and take the pain out of painting. That's PaintZen.com, code FRESH, and get a fast, free, no-hassle quote. Visit PaintZen.com and use code FRESH to get a free quote for any home painting project. Go to PaintZen.com now. Use code FRESH. PaintZen.com, code FRESH.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,500 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
This is Bill's yard, and Bill's a grill master, not a grass expert. Still, no weeds belong in this backyard barbecue kingdom. And with Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, Bill's greasy thumb is just as good as a green thumb. Because Scott's thickens lawns to help crowd out over 50 pesky weeds. So Bill can defeat invaders, green up his lawn, and hold his spatula high. This is a Scott's yard. Pick up Scott's Weed and Feed today.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Tracy Murphree has a message for you. Who is Tracy Murphree? Tracy Murphree is a North Texas lawman. That was my sign back behind me that fell down off the wall. It was very scary. Anyway, Tracy Murphree is a North Texas lawman. He took to Facebook after the Manchester bombing in England. And what did he say? He said that a similar attack could happen here. Quote, "This is what happens when you disarm your citizens," unquote. When you open your borders without the proper vetting. When you allow political correctness to dictate how you respond to an enemy that wants to kill you. 22 people were killed, 59 injured in the explosion outside the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. Islamic State claimed the attacker, whom police identified as 22-year-old Salman Abedi, as one of its own. 17 hours ago, Tracy Murphree said this on Facebook. Pay attention to what you see in Manchester, England tonight. Pay attention to what's happening in Europe. This is what happens when you disarm your citizens, when you open your borders without proper vetting, when you allow political correctness to dictate how you respond to an enemy that wants to kill you, when you allow these radicals to travel to Afghanistan and Iran and simply let them back in, when you give up your cities and your neighborhoods to a religious ideology that says you must convert or die, an ideology that treats women as property, kills gays, and women and Christians with complete impunity. The left tells us we must submit and accept these radical beliefs and bend over backwards to make sure we don't hurt anybody's feelings. The left wants to cater to the very group that would kill every group they claim to support. Folks, this is an enemy hell-bent on killing you, committed to forcing you to convert or die. This enemy will strap bombs to their own bodies and blow themselves up to kill children. I'm sick of it. You better wake up, America. While you're distracted by the media and crying of the left, Islamic jihadists are among us and want to kill you. What will it take? This happening at a concert in Dallas or a school in Denton County? If we don't do something quick, this country will die of political correctness and the fear that someone's feelings might be hurt. It may be very well too late for Europe. It may very well be too late for Europe. Murphree took office in January after campaigning to bring a culture of change to the sheriff's department. Colleagues have noted better relationships with fellow law enforcement agencies and more accountability within the department. And I like Tracy because he has no problem whatsoever letting you know what he thinks. This whole bathroom thing is craziness that I've ever seen. All I can say is this. If my little girl is in a public women's restroom and a man, regardless of how he may identify, goes into that bathroom, he will then identify as a John Doe until he wakes up in whatever hospital he might be taken to. Your identity does not trump my little girl's safety. I identify as an overprotective father that loves his kids and will do anything to protect them. Me too. Tracy Murphree is a former Texas Ranger. He has been criticized in the past for his Facebook posts. In 2016, April to be exact, Murphree wrote about what he saw as craziness over news stories about transgender people in bathrooms. North Carolina's governor had recently signed a so-called bathroom bill into law. It was later partially repealed. If my little girl is in a public women's restroom and a man, regardless of how he may identify, goes into the bathroom, he will identify as John Doe until he wakes up in whatever hospital they take him to. I regret saying that I'm going to go ahead and assault someone, he told WFAA-TV. I will not do that without cause. Nor will I, Trace. Nor will I. The Texas House approved its own bathroom bill this week. The measure would prevent transgender children in public schools from using multi-person restrooms that do not match the gender on their child's birth certificate. Murphree has previously posted about Islamic terrorists, writing in a mock terror alert in November that Islamic State and Al-Qaeda are not welcome in Texas, a place with a proud tradition of courage and strength. You will be met with a gun behind every tree, every rock, every blade of grass. You will be met with a violence you have never seen. After telling extremists to stay out of Texas, Murphree concluded, P.S. Where you're going, there are no virgins waiting for you. Just saying. Here's the entire post. Let me read it to you. About 7 months ago, terror alert issued for Texas. Dear ISIS and Al-Qaeda, don't come to Texas. You're not welcome here. You see, in Texas, we have a proud tradition of courage and strength. You see, you being cowards that like to wear masks and like to prey on the defenseless and weak, you just wouldn't fit in here. You'll be met with a gun behind every tree, every rock, every blade of grass. You will be met with a violence you have never seen. I've seen your videos of you wearing masks and loading people into trucks and executing them one by one. If you think for 1 second that we will passively get into trucks and beg for our lives as we watch you execute our family, our friends, and our neighbors, I've got a surprise for you. We will fight. We will claw. We will bite and scratch until our dying breath to defeat you. We won't go out with a whimper. If we go out, we're taking as many of you with us as we can. I came into this world screaming, covered in someone else's blood. I have no problem going out the same way. Your weapon is fear. We are not afraid. You prey on the weak. We are not weak. You depend on your victims not fighting back. We will fight back. You wear your mask and you talk about the will of Allah. You call me an infidel and call for my head. You tell me to convert or die. I stand here with no mask and talk about the will of God and the peace of Jesus. I call you a child of the one living God. I pray for you to accept Jesus and live forever. I do pray for you and wish you the peace of my Savior, but it would be a mistake to think that because I'm a Christian, that I'm weak. In fact, it would be a fatal mistake. You see, this is my home. These people are my people. My children are here. I will kill you to defend them. I will fight until my last breath to make sure that they are safe. I will squeeze the life from you with my bare hands to stop you. I will not go quietly. You see, I know what waits for me. I know that eternal life with my Savior is that reward. I will fear no evil. I know that our open border seems very tempting. I know that our people seem divided and an easy target. If I were you, I'd take a look at our history. You will see that we disagree a lot. We don't see eye to eye on many things. We argue amongst ourselves constantly. However, when we are attacked, we come together, we fight side by side, and we don't quit. I know you like to talk about blood running in the streets of America. If you come, it will run. It will be yours. Stay out of Texas. You're not welcome here. Sincerely. And I mean sincerely. Tracy Murphree. P.S. Where you're going, there are no virgins waiting for you. Just saying. He's not alone. There are all kinds of us. Those of us who live in Texas have been defending Texas ever since there was a Texas. As a matter of fact, we've been defending Texas since before it was Texas. We have defeated and slaughtered far worse enemies than you. Tracy's right. I don't know about New York. I don't know about California. I don't know about Oregon or Washington or Virginia or any of these other states. But if you think for whatever reason that you're going to be able to turn America into some monument to your depravity, all I can tell you is that you better not start with Texas. Because if you do, you won't have time to finish your mission. And if you don't believe me, just ask any Comanche war chief you happen to run across. Oh, wait. There are no Comanche war chiefs anymore. What happened to them? Well, have you ever heard of the game Cowboys and Indians? You want to play Cowboys and Muslims? This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis and my friend Josh Dishong of Josh Dishong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He's my friend, and I'd say that even if he hadn't sold my house. But since he did, I really love him. We're big fans of Josh because he did what others could not. He can do the same for you. Here in 2017, are you sitting in a house that you're trying to sell? Others have tried, but nobody can. Call Josh right now. Get on board with the Josh Dishong system, 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net, getsold.net. What is that system? He makes you a promise that says, I'm going to talk to you about a price that you can sell this house at and a time frame that makes sense. And if I can't sell that house at that price in that time frame, I, Josh Dishong, will buy that house from you. Either way, you are done. You're at closing. You're clear. You're happy, just like Lisa and I are. We love Josh. Get on board with him today at 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net.
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. This is before I ever even heard about the product. I never endorsed a pain reliever, but now I am. And yes, now I'm taking Relief Factor too. Maybe you've heard me call it a miracle. In fact, listen to what Amanda from Texas wrote. I was having pain in my left thumb area and left side of my leg from my knee about 4 inches up. After about a week of taking Relief Factor, the pain in my leg has gone away. And a few days later, the pain in my left hand is gone. We've gotten thousands of these testimonials, and if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife Sue did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
Need a new CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we recently overstocked the world's best CPAP machines. Top-of-the-line devices from brands like ResMed and Philips Respironics. Call now and get one of these overstocked CPAPs for a fraction of the price. We'll even give you free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. The best part? No insurance needed. We're giving out these CPAPs at prices so low, they'll cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and has the world's largest selection of CPAPs and accessories. With no retail overhead or costly middlemen, we're the best way to get comfortable, effective sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has overstocked premium CPAPs. Call now to get a ResMed or Philips Respironics machine for a fraction of the price with free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. Hurry. When these overstocked CPAPs are gone, they're really gone. That's 1-800-900-6135.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-6213. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-6213. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-6213. 1-800-400-6213.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I reached out to Sheriff Murphree today. I was hoping that I could get him on the Wells Report. He may return our call tomorrow, and we might be able to talk to him a little bit. It takes guts to be American. It just does. It always has. It always will. And I am fond of saying something that I figured out all on my own. That Texas teaches Americans how to be American. Texans settled this state. Most of the families living in Texas are from the people who settled Texas. You spend any time here, then you'll slowly come to realize that there's no other place. Let me try this one more time. If you spend any time here, you will begin to realize that there's really no other place to go. I'm never leaving. Because here you get to be a man if you're a man. You get to stand up straight and call it the way you see it. If Tracy Murphree was living in some other state, some worthless gang of ACLU idiots would be getting after him today for what he has said. They did it with Sheriff Joe Arpaio in Arizona. I couldn't do anything about that. I tried to support Sheriff Arpaio as best I could. But I will tell you something that should ring with the cold steel tone of truth. And that's this. I'm not letting anything happen to Denton County Sheriff Tracy Murphree. I'm not. So if there just happened to be any anti-American, progressive left thugs thinking about pulling off something on somebody so good as Tracy Murphree, you better understand it'll be a different kettle of fish than what you might be used to. Because I am simply not going to stand by and let America's left do one damn thing to one more American, and certainly not one more Texan. I'm just not going to let it happen. And believe me, I'll have lots of company. God bless Texas. God bless Tracy Murphree. Glad I live in the same state he does. This is the Wells Report.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines Auto Dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720. 40% hail discount includes rebates $18,688. Sale price $28,032. Price excludes tax and fees. MSRP will vary with stock number. Offer is stock number specific. 212 available with this hail discount. See huffines.net for more info.
You have new wood floors and they look gorgeous. That's the good news. The not so good news, they'll eventually have to be cleaned. More good news, there are plenty of wood floor care products to choose from. Bad news, most products will leave a micro layer of residue each time you clean. The really bad news, eventually your wood floor will get dull and hazy almost regardless of which product you clean it with. Now the great news. Doworth Clean can remove that unsightly buildup from your wood floor, revealing the original finish once again. At Doworth, we're more than just carpet cleaners. We clean, restore, polish, and protect every type of flooring in your home, including wood, stone, tile, and even concrete. Call 267-8433 today and ask about a complete flooring makeover for your home. Find out why for over 39 years we've been saying,
Because the next best thing to do is Doworth Clean.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, too, 3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, stamina, and vitality. Thanks to Super Beets, I'm back to living the healthy life I love.
Call 800-610-7595 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-610-7595. That's 800-610-7595.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether to purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp. is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML Mortgage Banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Let me tell you what I did. The simplest solution for my snoring and sleep apnea issue, it was Simple Sleep Services. Like the name says, it's simple. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. The Somnodent device. They make it for you. You bring it home. You kiss your wife goodnight. You pop it in, and boom, there you go. Silent night. Snoring solved. Sleeping healthy, living life. SimpleSleepServices.com or 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They take insurance. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. SimpleSleepServices.com.
660 AM The Answer.
660amtheanswer.com.
If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You so very rarely ever run across a bit of journalistic malpractice in a way that you can actually do something about it. But I got an opportunity today, and I jumped all over it. What was it? Well, it was a badly, shall I say, concocted piece of, quote, journalism, unquote. And I'm going to go ahead and embarrass the writers because I can. They are Jamie Lovegrove, Todd J. Gilman, and Katie Leslie of the Dallas Morning News. It was updated this evening at 6:20 with new information. What? I have no idea. But here's the headline. Texans who scolded Clinton over classified email mum on Trump sharing secrets with Russia. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster called it wholly appropriate for President Donald Trump to share classified information about Islamic State with Russian Foreign Minister last week, as the White House scrambled today to contain an uproar that threatened relations with key allies. This, by the way, was okay. This was updated today, but it was first published 6 days ago. Okay. The simple case of the matter is that Donald Trump is free to share classified information with anybody he chooses to. He's the president. More about that coming up in just a moment. McMaster said the president wasn't even aware where this information came from. The secrets Trump allegedly passed along came from Israel, according to a New York Times report. Tuesday afternoon, the Washington Post first reported that Trump disclosed highly sensitive intelligence provided by an ally that didn't want it shared with Russia. This was all fake news, as it turns out, because most of the information was already available in open source journalism, open journalistic sources. I was able to find it myself 3.5 weeks ago. Trump didn't break the law by sharing. Then they say it here. It's right here in their own copy. Trump didn't break the law by sharing top secret information, as the president has the authority to determine what information is classified. But his move is raising questions about whether the disclosure could have serious consequences. Well, who owned the information? According to the people writing this story, Israel owned the information. Well, what does Israel have to say about it? They said on the day the story broke that it was no harm, no foul, we don't care. It was already in the public domain. How was it in the public domain? Well, aviation agencies across Europe had told people to stop carrying their computers onto airplanes. As soon as that word got out, anybody responsible for using a computer as some kind of terror device realized their story had been blown. And like I said, that happened 3.5 weeks ago. So this triumvirate of American, quote, journalists, unquote, their worry about whether the disclosure could have serious consequences was nipped in the bud by Israel, the original possessor of the information. Democrats call the revelation the most glaring evidence yet that Trump is out of his depth and potentially dangerous. Subjective statement, meaning nothing. This is a grave situation for the president to be sharing a highly classified information with an adversary who just tried to interrupt our Democrat process. It's very disturbing, so said Representative Joaquin Castro of San Antonio, the only Texas Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. He called Trump's actions reckless and inappropriate. Trump's actions directly jeopardize our relationship with Israel and pose a serious threat to our national security, said Democrat Party Chairman Tom Perez. It's chilling to think that one of our nation's greatest security threats is coming from inside the Oval Office. It's also sophistry and a fairy tale. Arizona Senator John McCain, who chaired the Armed Services Committee, called reports that Trump shared sensitive intelligence from an ally with Russian officials deeply disturbing and a threat to future intelligence sharing, a troubling signal to America's allies and partners around the world. It would be almost a day before he walked back that statement as far as he possibly could. Somehow missed by this dynamic trio of brilliant journalists. Among Texas Republicans, the revelation that Trump may have shared highly classified information with Russian officials has been met largely with silence, a stark departure from their vocal repudiation of Democrat Hillary Clinton's handling of classified information during the 2016 campaign. Many of those lawmakers were traveling back to Washington today. Days before the election, House Homeland Security Chairman Michael McCaul, an Austin Republican, contended that Clinton had committed treason by mishandling classified information. She exposed information to our enemies. That not only jeopardizes her and national security at home, but men and women serving overseas. That is, in my opinion, quite frankly, treason. McCall has yet to weigh in on Trump's handling of ISIS information with Russia. Well, there's a reason. When senators held a closed-door meeting in February with the FBI's then-director James Comey, Senator John Cornyn tweeted that leaking classified information is a crime that endangers American lives too. Leaking classified info is a crime that endangers American lives too, said John Cornyn. Senator Ted Cruz did not defend or criticize Trump, saying before he weighs in, he wants to understand, quote, the full facts and circumstances and context. I'm going to withhold judgment on what's been reported until I have the opportunity to hear more details, ideally in a classified setting. After Comey announced in July the Justice Department would not prosecute Clinton, Cruz slammed the decision, saying Comey had come dangerously close to saying that grossly negligent handling of classified information should not result in serious consequences for high-level officials. He tweeted, "It's abundantly clear her handling of classified information on a private email server was grossly negligent, as the FBI admitted this summer." Cruz castigated Clinton for her handling of classified information throughout this presidential campaign and after he'd thrown his support to Trump. In a hearing with Comey 2 weeks ago, Cruz argued that unintentionally sharing classified information is no excuse. Anyone dealing with classified information should know that the conduct is impermissible, he said during an exchange about Clinton with aide Huma Abedin and her husband, Anthony Weiner. Representative Will Hurd, a San Antonio Republican and former CIA officer who serves on the House Intelligence Committee, vowed to stand up to Trump en route to narrowly winning re-election in Texas' most competitive district last fall. Through an aide, he declined to comment on the latest Trump revelations. The aide said he is still reviewing details of his situation. Last July, Hurd lit into Clinton for potentially exposing state secrets to America's enemy. "If I had been as reckless with classified information in the CIA as Hillary Clinton, I'd be tweeting from prison." That's true. Representative Pete Sessions complained that Clinton had betrayed the trust of the American people by putting classified information at risk and warned that her dangerous actions further jeopardized the safety and security of her country. Pete Sessions: "It's abundantly clear to me that Hillary Clinton broke the law, lied to the public, and betrayed the trust of the American people." Louis Gohmert: "Clinton clearly placed our nation's secrets in peril." Now, I wrote a reply to this article that I would like to share with you, and I would like your comment on. First, this is more fake news. In fact, it would only be marginally more valid if it were an opinion piece. Why? Because the sophistry from the authors is plain. It's printed in this very story that they've submitted here. Following public statements from the National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster, the Deputy National Security Advisor, Dina Powell, and the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, all present in the actual meeting, President Trump said nothing inappropriate to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Nothing. But here we have the dynamic journalist trio of Lovegrove, Gilman, and Leslie mischaracterizing the president, national and deputy national security advisors, and the Secretary of State as releasing classified information. Note to J School 101 students: if the president releases information to anyone, it's legal. "This is a grave situation," says the hysteria-poisoned Representative Joaquin Castro, the Democrat from San Antonio. "For the president to be sharing a highly classified information with an adversary who just tried to interrupt our Democrat processes is very disturbing." Note to House of Representatives 101 students: if the president releases information to anyone, it's legal. And then McCall, Cornyn, Cruz, Hurd, and Sessions all accused the beloved progressive political icon, Hillary Clinton, of various completely true violations of the Espionage Act and refused to call out President Trump on his evil deed. Former FBI Director James Comey also accused her of the same things, but said she was too stupid to realize that she had done what she had done. Note number 2 to J School 101 students: there is a difference between the president verbally releasing information during a public meeting and an apparently incompetent Secretary of State first storing top secret SAP information on a private server, then destroying other protected classified information when that server was subpoenaed by the FBI. So, this is either fake news or the willful misleading of the readers of the Dallas Morning News. Which is it? Now, I don't know what the motives are. I don't have any idea what Jamie Lovegrove, Todd Gilman, and Katie Leslie have in their heart. I will tell you that if someone believes their story, they were misled. I will tell you the whole thing is fake news, insofar as it is not truthful. It relies on innuendo, and it relies on what ifs and coulda, shoulda, wouldas. And that's not news. Reporting it as news is dishonest. Am I saying that Lovegrove, Gilman, and Leslie are dishonest? No. But they sure as hell have a lot of explaining to do. To me? No, not me. To you. Because in my humble opinion, these people tried to lie to you today. They tried to weaken the position of the American president in this community and any other community that happens to read the Dallas Morning News. Sometimes there just isn't an anti-Trump piece of information to report. And when that happens, and it's going to happen more and more and more often, and when that happens, what I would like you to please understand is I would like you to not repackage old news in an effort to make it new news, but stick to the same flaws in the same ridiculously stupid story of fake news. You might want to go ahead and try to correct what makes it fake. Of course, you can't because it's fake. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Attention homeowners. Do you or someone you know have a house you'd like to sell? Hello, I'm Dan Franklin. I've been buying and selling real estate right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 20 years, and my process is simple. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Just listen to what other people are saying after they called me to buy their house.
My name is Brent Patterson. Dan Franklin gave us $30,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan if you want more money for your house.
I'm Bill Mays. I made an extra $18,000 working with Dan.
My name is Brenda Griffin. Dan Franklin gave us over $15,000 more for our house. Definitely call Dan.
Okay, now it's your turn. Would you like a higher cash offer? I'm Dan Franklin. I'll pay you cash, and I'll pay you more. Call me today at 214-929-5555. That's 214-929-5555.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
800-300-3388.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Now that it's spring, let's talk about the $49 tune-up gimmick. At that price, you're really paying $49 for a high-pressure sales pitch from a salesman on commission disguised as a technician. And you can bet he's either going to rack up a bunch of unnecessary repairs or scare you into buying a new system altogether, because $49 doesn't pay the bills. Reliant Air Conditioning's precision tune-up is $89. And you get exactly what you pay for. Our NATE certified techs are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. If you need a new system, ask how you can save over $5,000 by combining utility rebates with Carrier's Cool Cash. So call two other companies first and then call Reliant Air Conditioning. And you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Terminix 1 to Terminix 2. I've discovered the secret location of the termite colony. I'm moving in.
Roger that. Need backup? We have a team 10,000 strong.
I'm going in alone. Must take termites out before they cause more destruction.
You could be outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1.
At Terminix, we like those odds.
Don't let termites invade your home. Once they start, they are relentless, eating every minute of every day. Termites are never satisfied, so take immediate action. Call Terminix at 1-800-600-0612. As America's leading termite control provider, Terminix will do whatever it takes to stop termites in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Termites never stop trying to get in. Terminix never stops working to keep them out. And if they ever come back, so will Terminix.
Mission accomplished.
Termites reported on Park Street.
Let's go. Not a moment to lose.
For a free termite inspection, call the experts at Terminix, Defenders of Home. 1-800-600-0612. 1-800-600-0612.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've told you a lot over the years about the life-saving information I've gotten from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. I want you to hear another Viascan success story from Chuck.
This is Chuck Prince. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I had heard your ads about Viascan. We did the full body scan. Said, you have a mass here that you need to get checked out. Went back and see the doctor, and he said that I had kidney cancer. Did have the surgery. I'm now 5 years cancer-free. I owe it all to Viascan for finding that.
Isn't that great? And this is what I've had happen to me at Viascan of Las Colinas. I learn a lot. I stay healthier longer. Viascan of Las Colinas with the following great deal: heart scan and body scan, $695. It's thousands at local hospitals. $695 for a heart scan that'll see plaques and blockages in your heart, and a body scan that'll see if you got any little cancer setting up shop in places you don't want. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Roger Moore died today. He was, he was a very witty, very dashing, very charming, very funny James Bond. He took over the role from Sean Connery, who played the part as a rough and tough man among men, an operator in the intelligence game. Moore played it more, shall we say,
not stood.
Well, kind of entertaining-ish. He was very, very good. A View to a Kill, Octopussy, Live and Let Die, which was his best film. The Man with the Golden Gun, which was ridiculous. Moonraker, which was ridiculous. The Spy Who Loved Me, which was ridiculous. And For Your Eyes Only, which was ridiculous. But, they were all very entertaining films, and I saw every single one of them. Daniel Craig puts him away. And just about everybody else except for the great Sean Connery. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicky Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Sweeney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours. God bless Texas. God bless Tracy Murphree. You've been listening to the Wells Report.
Whether you own or rent, you know there's nothing quite like a fresh coat of paint to make your home look and feel new again. Chances are one of the rooms in your home could use some fresh paint. Whether it's a full interior or exterior repaint, a creative mural, or just a fun accent wall, getting your home or business painted can be difficult and expensive. From searching for a qualified professional to choosing colors to negotiating a price. Not anymore. At PaintZen.com, we make painting fast, simple, and affordable. Quotes are free and there's never any extra fees or surprises. Just go to PaintZen.com, use code FRESH, and see how easy it is to choose from thousands of high-quality Benjamin Moore paint colors and price out any size job from one room to an entire house. Just go to PaintZen.com and take the pain out of painting. That's PaintZen.com, code FRESH, and get a fast, free, no-hassle quote. Visit PaintZen.com and use code FRESH to get a free quote for any home painting project. Go to PaintZen.com now. Use code FRESH. PaintZen.com, code FRESH.
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Ely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-400-5220. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-400-5220. Call 1-800-400-5220. 1-800-400-5220.
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. And if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife, Sue, did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. British Prime Minister Theresa May raising her country to its highest terror threat level over fears more attacks are imminent.
The change in the threat level means that there will be additional resources and support made available to the police as they work to keep us all safe.
Investigators are concerned the 22-year-old suspect in Monday's deadly attack in Manchester was part of a wider network of terrorists. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack that killed 22 and injured nearly 60. The White House budget proposal increases spending on defense and law enforcement and cuts social programs like food stamps and Medicaid. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders says the president's plan constitutes a massive transfer of wealth
from working families, the elderly, the children, the sick, and the poor to the top 1%.
The Trump administration claims the budget is compassionate and will spark economic growth. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgiadis. This Memorial Day weekend, I'll be joined by Jeff Galt, Chief Executive of the Army Scholarship Foundation, and Jacob Schick, who's committed to preventing suicide by our veterans. Call our 24-hour studio line, 214-556-5659, to lead questions for them. Tune in to America Can We Talk Sundays at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, online at americacanwetalk.org, or on Facebook Live at America Can We Talk. We talk truth about America.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, is that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks or IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. and every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. With a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Hey, time out, guys. Living an active life has always been important to me. I've been playing in the same weekend basketball game for years. And I try to get to the gym, too, 3 times a week. But I'm in my 50s now, and my energy level and stamina just aren't what they used to be. I was ready to just accept it as part of getting older when I heard about nitric oxide. It's vital in our bodies as it signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. But after 40, we don't produce enough of it. Then I discovered Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink.